Manischewitz. Man, oh, Manischewitz. It is some bullshit going on these days. Man, let a few people drop on in here before I get started. How's everybody doing? What up, Sweet D? Jonathan Hayes, what up, bro? What up? Man, see everybody dropping in. Come on in. Hurry, what up, girl? JR. Man. So y'all know I had to do a damn video. Bullshit is going down. We got to talk about it. What up? What's happening, everybody? Dropping on in. I'm going to try to be quick as I can. But we got some heavy topics to talk about, so we'll see how that goes. I want to talk about a few things. Obviously, the first thing, what's going on, y'all? So just so y'all know, the reason I don't shout out as much when I'm doing the live stream was a couple reasons. One, because my eyes ain't that great, so I can't really see who's putting up stuff on the screen. But also because when I'm talking, usually it's channeling. I'm channeling the information, so it's not like I have prepared statements and stuff like that. It's just flowing through. And if you've seen any of my videos, you see how I'm just constantly, I'm talking, it's just flowing through. So I have to go, have the universe sends it. But I try to shout at everybody I see. Oh man, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Man, so I try to shout out everybody who when my eyes focus, if I can see who do it, I try to shout you out. Man, but I appreciate everybody coming in and everybody's donations. All my moderators, I appreciate y'all. But man, we got to get into it. So I know y'all seen it. Oh man, appreciate y'all with the donations. So the boy George Floyd, man, I know y'all seen it. Everybody done seen it. It's been a couple days. I waited a minute. What's going on? I waited a minute to say anything, so I can delve deeper into the law of it and see what went down and, what the repercussions would be. And, man, it was some straight fuckery. It's no other way that you can say it. It was absolute fuckery. What happened to the man? I mean, from the very jump, from why they said he was the reason they took him in to custody, which was him passing a fake dollar bill or a fake $10 bill, to leading from that being a non-violent crime, leading all the way up, and that's not even a crime really. You having a fake bill, just so you guys know, they have to prove that you had intent, that you knew that you had a fake $10 bill, that you had fake bills. They have to prove that you knowingly did it, that you had the intent to pass counterfeit money. It's not a crime to have counterfeit money because counterfeit money passes all the time. You don't know when you're getting a bill and what type of bill you're getting. You're not looking at it that close. You're not a fucking, money expert, a dollar bill expert or whatever. So, or treasury notes expert. You'd have no idea. So it's not illegal for you to have a fake or counterfeit money because it's passed around all the time. What they have to do is prove that you knowingly had it and tried to pass it. That's when it's a crime. So all of it was fuckery from the jump. And this is why, you're going to get a heavy dose of y'all better get the fuck off your asses and know your rights today. So this is what's going down today, because this is truly gonna piss me off. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this bullshit. If y'all not knowing your rights, man, this is to the point where a Caucasian police officer, and any type of police officer, and for that matter, shouldn't be able to do this, but a Caucasian police officer gets to stand on your neck for 10 minutes. 10 minutes with his hand in his pocket, adding extra leverage to his neck. And the only reason they're able to do that, the only reason that man could do that is because he knew that those people there who was begging him to get off of him, he knew they didn't know shit. They didn't know any of their rights. He knew that. That's why he could do it. You don't know words like qualified immunity. Two words that really don't go together. But if you say them together to a police officer, that motherfucker be like, hey, because they know what it means to them, but you don't know it. So you can't enforce it. The really people, who I'm really kind of upset with, I'm obviously the police officer, but everybody who was standing there for 9 minutes and watched his life be squeezed from his body. I mean, I understand the fear that you guys have is ridiculous. They have instilled so much fear into y'all that you are paralyzed when you see one of your own people getting executed in front of y'all and he didn't do anything. What kind of fucking fear do y'all got? To just fucking run up to him and push him off and then hold your hands up. Like, oh, wait, I was just getting you off of him. If you get tased or if you get your ass beat at that point in time, so what? That's your day to get your ass beat. Or even shot if it came to it. But you don't sit there for 9 fucking minutes and watch a nigga's life be squeezed out of his body without you doing any fucking thing but saying, oh, get off him, bro. Get off him, bro. You're killing him, bro. You're killing him, bro. It wasn't even said with enough emotion. Get the fuck off of him. Get creative. How come one of you could have stumbled into the nigga? Act like you stumbled over your own foot and fell into the goddamn cop and knocked him off the body. Or two of y'all could have motherfucking got together and said, hey, nigga, push me into this nigga. I'm going to stand with my back to him. You just run up and push me into the nigga. I'm going to stumble back into him so he falls and knocks the nigga off his neck. Get creative. Don't just stand there and watch a motherfucking life be fucking squeezed out of his goddamn body without you doing shit. The fear that y'all have of these motherfuckers is insane. And it's because you don't know the goddamn law. That's it. That's where the fucking fear come from. And that becomes from your fucking lazy ass shit. Your laziness to fucking get out there and open a book. RZA said it the best. It's common sense to master your circumference. What the fuck are y'all doing? If y'all getting murdered out here because these niggas know shit that y'all don't, and they really don't even know the law. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now. They don't know shit. But they know you know less than them. A lot of these cops don't even know they have qualified immunity. But most of them do. And most of them know that's a license to kill if you don't know how to stop them. What's the penalties or how to make them lose qualified immunity? When you're standing around, what kind of power would you guys have if it's a bunch of y'all around there who understood the law and was able to spout that to that dude when he's standing on his neck of how he was in violation? Because if you don't know, when you spout law to a police officer, this is when they start to act right, especially on camera. You guys don't understand. Malley versus Briggs, United States Supreme Court, Malley versus Briggs say that a police officer loses their qualified immunity when they knowingly violate the law or are plainly incompetent. He was both of those at that point. But you guys don't know any of this stuff to be able to spout it to him. So you guys are sitting back, no, get off him, bro, get off him. Get up, let him up, he can't breathe. Man, fuck that. If you don't know the law like I know the law or anybody know the law, just run up and push him off. But don't just sit there and watch a man's life be squeezed from his goddamn body because you scared that he may tase you or you may get your ass jumped or thrown in jail. So fucking what, man? That's what happens that goddamn day. Sorry. And if that's your day that you motherfucking get checked out of this goddamn world because you was trying to help your brother fucking not get executed, an innocent person not get executed, that's what you was sent here for then. But all the goddamn fear got to get out your ass. They know y'all scared as shit. And the only reason you got the fear is because you too scared to pick up one of these. It's a goddamn law book. this motherfucker up. Learn this shit right here. They can't do shit if you know that stuff. Let me give you an example. Qualified immunity, just like the case I just told you. Qualified immunity says, or Malley versus Briggs. Go look that up. United States Supreme Court, Malley versus Briggs. They said that police officer will loses their qualified immunity if they knowingly violate the law. If you get them on camera asserting your constitutional rights, they can't claim they didn't know the law after that. Then it's a clear violation of your rights. This is why you have to know the goddamn law so you can assert the fucking right when they're being violated, and then they get in trouble afterwards. Or when they're doing it because they understand most people don't know the law, and you walk up and you say certain words like qualified immunity, clearly established law, all these type of words you're putting together that most people don't put together, except unless you're lawyers. When y'all start knowing that shit, this is when they get some act right. And y'all think this is some bullshit. This is why I keep telling y'all, and big shout out to, I'm gonna keep saying it again, Big Nick, South Florida Accountability. Excuse me for clapping, but I'm pissed off right now. But Big Nick, South Florida Accountability, go look up his channel. News Now, South Carolina, go look up his channel. There's another brother who's going and doing these. These people are called First Amendment auditors. They read and study the law, and then they go out there and they assert the law to the police officer, the law that they're supposed to know. So when these police officers start lying and saying, give me your ID, or you can't do this. No. Florida law, Florida Penal Code, bop, says this. And then they go, oh, shit. Oh, wait, you wasn't supposed to know that. Or, California Penal Code, bop, says this. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, no, you ain't supposed to know that. See, when you start knowing your goddamn rights, when you start knowing and asserting them, and you got to do it on camera. Get your goddamn dash cams and get your body cams. Y'all got to start getting body cams. Serious. They got body cams, but 70% of fucking video footage that comes from at a police stop comes from you. Comes from the citizen. They don't want to release that shit because they know they're incriminated after if they most of the video incriminates them. So they trying to hide that shit as much as possible. Just like the video that came out, let me wipe my fucking sweat. But just like the video that came out with George Floyd, when they said he was resisting arrest. Right off the bat, the video showed he wasn't resisting arrest at all. Not one bit. Now, the fact of the matter, this is what I'm telling y'all, y'all need to learn the law. They shouldn't have even been able to talk to him. If George Floyd knew the law, they shouldn't have been able to even touch him. They had reasonable suspicion to investigate. They didn't have any right to arrest him. You need probable cause to arrest him. And for probable cause, they needed to know that he knowingly passed counterfeit money. They had to figure out that he knowingly passed counterfeit money. And that's when he's liable for arrest. They falsely arrested him in the first place. But he didn't know enough law to challenge that. This is what I'm saying. They don't got the right to just do anything that you want, man. They want to do to y'all, man. But they know y'all don't know shit. They can just walk up to you and be like, yo, let me see your ID. They don't got the right to do that. Unless you live in a stop and identify state. There's like 12 to 12 to 15 stop and identify states in America. And in those states, if they suspect you of something, they can ask you for your ID. But in most states, they can't stop and like, yo, let me see your ID. They can't do that. That's against the law, man. Unless they have reasonable suspicion and articulable facts that you have committed, are committing, or about to commit a crime. They can't touch you. Period. And even if they have this reasonable suspicion, the only thing that you're liable to give them is your name. That's it. That's all you got to give them. Police officers can't walk up to you and pat you down. Y'all don't even know that shit. In order for a police officer to pat you down, they have to articulate why that they think that you have a weapon. That's the only reason they're able to pat you down. They can't just, hey, let me see what you got going on. No. And then they have to articulate where they think you have the weapon on you and only search that area. Y'all don't even know that shit. You let the motherfucker feel your balls and all go up your ass crack and all that shit. And they don't have the right to do any of that. Because y'all too motherfucking, dude, sit your ass down for a minute and learn the goddamn law, man. Fuck. This is ridiculous, man. It's so goddamn simple. The remedy is so goddamn simple. You gotta take some goddamn time out, turn off fucking Gaybron or LeBron, turn off motherfucking whatever the hell else you got on, turn off goddamn internet, turn off motherfucking YouTube, turn off all of that shit, pick up some motherfucking books and learn the law. Pick up some fucking books and learn the law. That's it, man. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. This right here is motherfucking getting taken away from y'all as y'all speak. Them locking you in the house for 6 months. It's like 4 months, but they plan on doing it for 6 months. They're eroding this. This is why they're doing it. And you complying with it because you're in fear. Because you in fear, you're like, oh yeah, take my rights, take my rights, take my rights. The only motherfuckers who are riding for rights right now is those goddamn Caucasian people. Them MAGA motherfuckers who y'all motherfucking tripping on. Those are people who are trying to save your rights. You better motherfucking be kissing their ass after a minute. If they get this shit knocked off and they save your rights, they the only ones who know their rights. This is why they can go storm the Capitol building with guns and shit and nothing happened to them. And then you get called a riot when you try to assert your rights, or you try to rally or protest, because they know that they can assert those rights when it comes down to it. Those Caucasian motherfuckers know their rights, and they'll assert them. They ain't got no qualms about doing it. I'm suing. Bam! No, you can't keep me in the house, motherfucker. And they did it in 3 states and won. But y'all don't know y'all rights, and they know that. They count on it constantly. And y'all just keep giving it to them. Y'all done tried every goddamn thing else. Every fucking thing else. We marching, we motherfucking crying, we begging these motherfuckers, we kissing their ass, we mimicking them, we doing that. You done every fucking thing possible. But that still don't work. Why? Because your ass won't sit back and learn the law. But it's not meant for you to be on the same plane as them. Which is why you got to learn the rules to the game. That's why you have to learn the rules to the game. You are in a house that is not built for you. Remember that. America ain't your country, man. The business, the corporation of America, the landmass of America is yours. The corporation, the company that you beg to be in, the United States of America, Inc. is not your company. And they didn't plan on bringing you into it. But from pressure, outside pressure and all this and that shit, and also from necessity, they needed to bring niggas into the corporation because they didn't really have any real skills. However, we're not going to bring melanated people, we're going to bring niggas into the corporation on the same plane as us. Why the fuck would they do that? Why in the hell would they bring somebody who they subjugated and thought was motherfucking less than anything? Why would they bring you into their goddamn corporation and give you the same goddamn rights and privileges as them? They wouldn't. You wouldn't. You wouldn't invite nobody into your damn house that you done built, that you done put up, you done got nice, you done got everything, the furniture like you wanted and every fucking thing going. And you invite somebody in your house and give them same rights to move your shit around that you had when you feel like you got more equity in the goddamn house. You got more time in the house. You got more seniority in that motherfucker. You're not gonna give that person the same rights, so why would they do that to you? You have a second-class citizenship. And every action that they do shows you that you are a second-class citizen. But you refuse to learn the rules. They can't just do all this shit to you. They do most of this shit because you don't know the rules. Let me show you something. How about this 14th, your contract. 14th Amendment citizen. Let me tell you something about contracting. You're in the corporation of the United States of America, Inc. Go look it up on the Delaware website. Delaware.gov. Go look it up. Go to the Division of Corporations, type in United States of America, Inc., or type in United States of America or the number 219-3946. You're going to see it pull up. It's a Delaware corporation. No, just like a Arby's or a McDonald's or FedEx in Delaware. It's no different. When you're incorporated in the state, you're literally under the laws of that state as a corporation, right? Just like a business. So 14th Amendment citizens, all you people who are, and I'm only talking to melanated people, most people in the country have fallen under 14th Amendment citizenship at this point. But I'm only talking to you melanated people, because y'all keep sitting here kissing this motherfucking white man's ass, this Caucasian's ass, or America's ass, like they supposed to motherfucking give you something and make you equal. And they not. It ain't built to make you equal. So check this out. Contracting. A business can only do business with other people by contracting. That's it, because it's an artificial person, right? So it can only do contracts. So contracting with you. How did it contract with you? You say, well, I ain't signed no goddamn contract. Where the hell did I sign a contract? You absolutely signed a contract. And here it is. So the elements of a contract, 3 elements of a contract: offer, acceptance, and consideration. Those are the 3 parts of a contract. All right. That's it. Offer, one person offers another. The acceptance, the person who the offer is made to, they can accept it. And then the consideration is whatever of the thing of value is that we're going to exchange for the deal. Right? Those are the 3 parts of a contract. So if you don't know the law, though, this is why you guys have to understand the law. You won't know a contract when you read it, when you see it. However, the 14th Amendment is an absolute contract in the terminology. A lawyer will be able to tell you that, and I'm about to show you. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without the due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. All right, so what is the offer in that? Remember, melanated people or slaves they didn't have anything. They didn't have a leg to stand on at that time. They weren't citizens. They didn't have any laws for them. So what's the offer? The offer is from the United States. Remember now, the United States is not a real government. The federal government was a corporation. It was a bureau only made up to handle external affairs for the states, for all of the sovereign states. They can't tell any of the states what to do, but they handle external business for the states. So they're a corporation. They don't have any citizens. They only had a small jurisdiction, 10 square mile radius jurisdiction, right? So they build on top of that. Then they became this monster. So now, at the end of the 1800s, you got the federal government trying to gain power, but they don't have they're a corporation without major assets. Or citizens. They look like a government, but they don't have any citizens. So who comes in? You, slaves. You guys need citizenship. So they say, okay, well, shit. We'll give you niggas citizenship. How about that? We'll offer you citizenship. All right. That's where all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. The stipulations are, we'll make you a citizen if you're subject to our jurisdiction. You got to remember, you got to understand this, because in the true Constitution, the citizens aren't subject to the jurisdiction of the federal government. They run the federal government. The federal government is subject to the jurisdiction of the people. But in the 14th Amendment, they came in and said they made you the subject. They took the power and made you the subject as the offer. Okay, we'll give you citizenship. How about that? We'll give you citizenship, and if you're under our jurisdiction, if you agree to be under our jurisdiction, we'll give you citizenship. Okay, you say that's the offer, the acceptance. What's the consideration? Privileges and immunities, not rights. You didn't see rights in there at all. That's why that lets you know their citizenship is here, yours is down here. It says rights in the first part of the Constitution for the real citizens, but for you, there is no right. The word rights is nowhere in the 14th Amendment. So it's a contract that they have with you, that you're going to be a subjugated citizen to the real people in that Constitution. Y'all don't know that, though. You'll keep acting like you are on the same even plane with these motherfuckers, and you're not. This is how they treat you like that. However, there are major remedies for that. There are loopholes in the law. Why? Because the rich people in the society won't allow these people to control them. They don't know the law either. Just so we're clear. The rich people elite, they don't know the law either. However, they know they hire motherfuckers to create the law and then find the loopholes in the law that they hired them to create when they get in trouble. But you don't have a lawyer to be able to do that. So y'all got to come together, either by yourself, but I would suggest you guys come together and learn this shit. Because right off the bat, if George Floyd knew that they didn't have the right to even arrest him, to claim that he was violating, that he was resisting arrest, where's the lawful arrest? What did I do? You passed bills. Well, you need to prove that I knew that I passed that bill in order for you to have probable cause to arrest me. Otherwise, that's a ticket. That's a ticket. Having counterfeit money is just a ticket. Especially if I don't know that I had it and I'm just passing it around. So this is what I mean. Something as simple as that, or not knowing something as simple as that, leads to 10 minutes of a man standing on your neck, and then other people around, because they don't know the law, they don't know what to do. All they can do is beg for your life. But to me, that wasn't enough. That wasn't all you can do. Y'all should have ran up and pushed him off. There was a time when the Asian cop, he wasn't even looking. He wasn't even looking. He was looking away, trying to look at traffic, trying to make sure traffic didn't come. At that very moment, somebody could have ran up on he had his hand in his pocket. Oh, you could have ran up and just pushed him off and then stood there with your hands up and be like, yo, I'm not trying to attack you. I just wanted you to get off him. And if they tased you or they beat your ass for that, so fucking what? So, you don't understand, man. They are weaponizing the police. They have done it for so long. They've done it all the time. But right now, it's even more so where they call the police on y'all because police beatings and killings of unarmed melanated people are really prevalent right now. Because there's so many, they've seen it so much that Caucasian people think they can use that against you. They weaponize it. Like the lady in the damn park with the dog who was choking her dog out, while she was trying to claim that this brother was filming her because she was supposed to have her dog on the leash. And he told her, yo, ma'am, can you put your dog on the leash? And she, with her Caucasian privilege, felt that no nigga should be telling her that she put her dog on the leash. Don't film me. Well, put your dog on the leash. Like the sign says, and we good. She called, I'm going to call the police and tell them there's an African-American man. See, boom, right off the bat, she knew what that meant. She knew what it meant. That if these motherfuckers come here, they probably gonna beat your ass, and at the very worst, they gonna kill you, nigga. She knew she was making a death threat to him. And the reason they can do that is because when these police officers come up, you don't know shit. You're so scared of these niggas because you don't know the law. These niggas can't do anything unless you've broken the law, but you don't know that. But they know that it's a weapon. I was training my client in the park. And there was a homeless person. There was a homeless dude in the park in the area where I trained, and he wasn't supposed to sleep there. So when I came there earlier in the morning, I would clean out the area, and he would get mad because he was sleeping on the side. He would get mad that I was cleaning the area up and woke him up. So this motherfucker, he got up, and somehow this nigga was a homeless person with a cell phone, which is hilarious. But this motherfucker had a cell phone. He jumps up. He says, I'm going to call the police and tell them you were up here threatening my life. Because he knew I was melanated. He was Caucasian. He was a Caucasian homeless person. So he knew. So he starts calling. So I took out my phone and started filming. Right? Start filming every fucking thing. Just to make sure. He's on the phone. Yeah, he came up here. He did this to me. Bop, 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 bop. And I'm screaming from the back. He's lying. I didn't do any of that. I'm filming it right now. So I told him to send the police up there. So by the time they get there, I'm training my client. They get there. They see the dude. They see me. They see me training. They knew it was some bullshit. And they walked over to me and they said, yeah, a lot of times people call us to try to come out. And because they know that they think that we're going to attack. I said that they told me that they think that we're going to escalate the situation if there's a black person involved. Do y'all know that? These motherfuckers know that shit. These just happened to be some cool cops that day who wasn't falling for the bullshit. But they do this because you don't know the law, and I'm gonna keep repeating it until you motherfuckers get a goddamn law book and started studying this shit and able to repeat it back to me. That's how I'm gonna keep on doing this shit. So that's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Sorry if I went off on a goddamn rant. So really quick, qualified immunity. Because qualified immunity is such a major thing, it allows, it's the shield. I'm gonna go and give this over to you again. It's the shield that allows police officers to do anything. It protects police officers while doing their job in good faith, right? However, there are many court cases that state that they have what is it? United States versus Gant. That's Gantt. United States versus Gant. It states that if they don't know the law, then the good faith exception falls away. Meaning you can't do your duty in good faith if you don't know the law, because the police they have a duty to know the law that they're enforcing. That's the United States versus Gant. They have a duty to know the law they're enforcing. So they don't. So whenever they violate the law that they're supposed to know, and now this again, going back to Malley versus Briggs, police officer loses that qualified immunity when they knowingly violate the law. You got them, but I'm telling you, got to be diligent about getting them on camera. This is majorly important right now. The camera is your best friend right now. It's not even your best friend. It's life support for melanated people right now. Because if you don't got this shit on footage, you're not going to probably get the most of the footage from them. If freedom of information request the body cam footage, they'll probably edit it, take some shit out. So you always want to have your own footage. Have your body cam, have your dash cam. There's body cams you can get on Amazon from $40 to $100 at the, for the higher tech ones. Just have it, clip it on, have little clips. You just clip it on when you walk out of the house, clip it on your hip, something that's recording all the time. Because right now, it is of the utmost importance. And as I told you, I'm making qualified immunity cards. They'll be like this. This is the constitutional rights card. They'll be like this, but it's a qualified immunity notice. It says a qualified immunity notice, and it alerts the police officers to qualified immunity and how they lose their qualified immunity with the laws on it and everything. But also what comes with that is going to be a qualified immunity notice flyer with all of the laws that how they lose their qualified immunity and how you can come back and sue them when they violate the law, when they violate your constitutional rights. So that'll be in the constitutional rights package. That's actually on order. I've finished it all. I finished the cards, design, printed it up. Now it's on order. It's on its way actually. So those should be here in a couple of days, because this is ridiculous. You guys gotta have some goddamn protection when y'all walking out of there, man. You're walking outside, man. You just hoping when you walk out. I don't understand that. How you just walk out of the damn house hoping that these motherfuckers don't kill you. What the fuck is that? I'm a fighter, man. Not only on top of that, I'm an Aries fighter. Aries is the god of war. I don't fuck around, man. I'm armored up at all points. You ain't about to, I don't play that shit. I'm all about defense. So, if you're a parent, you have to teach your children this stuff before they walk out of the house. When they walk out of the house, they should be armored up with minimal law. The law they need to know for a police officer, at least not to have minimal contact with them. Reasonable suspicion, probable cause. No, telling your child that a police officer just can't walk up and even when they suspect you of something, they just can't pat you down. Yo, let me check you for weapons. They can't do that. You say back, yo, do you suspect me of having a weapon? And you need to show me how do you suspect me of having a weapon? You need to articulate that. And then where do I have the weapon? And that's the only area you can search. And if you feel other bulges anywhere else, you can't touch that. See, these are things that police officers cannot do. You don't know they can't do it, so you don't stop. So what happens after that, it becomes tacit consent. That's what the court looks at it as. When you don't stop a police officer, because the court says ignorance of the law is no excuse. The court don't allow you nothing, man. It don't give you no leeway not to know the law at all. Not even more than them. It said it'll give the police officers some leeway. This is what qualified immunity does. They're able to come in, and it says that they have to have a clearly established law. Excuse me, there needs to be a clearly established law that the police was aware of in order for them to violate your constitutional rights, or for them to be in violation or lose qualified immunity. So basically that says that they don't even need to know much law. They need to know less law than you. However, there are other Supreme Court cases said that they do need to know the law. So this is why I'm saying you need to know what laws to use. Okay? If y'all don't know that stuff, man, you have no standing and you're left out there. And I'm tired of seeing that because it's so goddamn simple, man. It's like seeing somebody fumble around with the goddamn remote and you just know, like, push that on button. right there. You niggas fumbling. What the fuck is you fumbling around with the fucking remote? No, you push that on button. The button that says ON. push that one. Or power. Push that. Try that one. That's how simple this shit is. I'm saying that what I mean by the remedy, it's not simple as far you have to sit down and you have to give up something. You're going to have to give up your time. Absolutely. But the stuff that you gain from that, the power that you gain from it, it can't be, I can't even tell you. You can see it though. There are many videos of these people, people out there enforcing the law, enforcing their constitutional rights, and these police officers got to back down. Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, the only reason I keep going to Big Nick South Florida Accountability is because there's a few videos because he harassed them police officers so much that when the police officers roll up now and they know he on the scene, they be like, "What up, Big Nick?" Because they don't even want to fuck with him no more. Because he know the law so well that when the popo roll up, one popo rolled up and didn't know who he was at first. And one guy started saying, yeah, this guy was trying to come in here and he was doing that. And Big Nick walked over to him and said, "What's your name and badge number?" And the police officer looked at him. He said, "Wait a minute." He said, "Big Nick?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm Big Nick." He said, "What up, Big Nick?" He told him, just like this, "Oh, what up, man?" He was proud and happy to see the motherfucker. That's how, man, when you know the law, that's how these motherfuckers fall. So I'm going to keep preaching it. I'm going to keep preaching it. There's one other thing that I wanted to hip y'all to. And so before that, though, this is how you learn the law, man. I got the police stop law package, know your rights manual, public official bonds. And when you order, and that's with the constitutional rights card. And when you order that, you get the alkaline cookbook. I need you guys to have this stuff and study it and pass it around. Get study groups together, especially this Know Your Rights manual. It has what to do at Terry stops. It has what to do at traffic stops. It has the section on police qualified immunity. It tells you how to sue federal agents, because federal agents have to be sued, or federal employees have to be sued differently. That their rights are, or because they don't have to have bonds, so there's a different way that you have to get at them. But man, there's a remedy for everything. There's a remedy to get back at them in every way. You just need to know it. And the fact that, and I want to say this, most people think that these police officers are able to do anything they want, and they're not. What you don't understand is when a police officer is sued, most of those cases you don't see when they win. Like there's a statistic that there are over or the amount of money that's been paid out in lawsuits and settlement suits has been almost $1 billion that the police officers have to pay back to people whose rights they violate. But you don't see that. The reason is because when they pay those, when they get those settlements, one of the stipulations is that we admit no guilt. All right, and there's a non-disclosure. So you can win. The right man, these rights are out here for you to win and beat these motherfuckers. However, you don't ever see it really because when people do win, they just get the money on the low, and then they have to sign something admitting that the precinct or the law enforcement agency was not at fault and blah 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 and all this and that. So you can never come back, and there can never be any precedent that they had any wrongdoing. But if you know the law, you can get them. So please, man, please get your ass out here and learn the law. And one other thing, because the other thing I needed to teach y'all about the contract, the contract that they gave you, the birth certificate that comes along with it. You guys need to get into understanding and learning bonds right now. Is the top game. Your birth certificate is a bond. Just like a bail bonds and all this and that. A bond is debt. It's evidence of debt. So if you need to, get out there and get this book right here. This is Dictionary of Banking Terms. All right, Dictionary of Banking Terms. Also, you want to pick this one up too. This is Dictionary of Finance and Investment Terms. All right, all you need to be getting into, this is about the money, how they run the system with the money. So I just wanted to show you something right here out of this Dictionary of Banking Terms. I'm going to read to you certificate. All right, this is certificate. If y'all can see certificate. All right, certificate. Paper establishing an ownership claim. Let me read that again. Certificate. Paper establishing an ownership claim. So, if you have a birth certificate, it's a bond that someone owns. They have a claim on that bond. So you guys don't understand what that means. So what happened is, if I can give you a background really quickly, the government is broke. The government went bankrupt, right? Especially when in what was it, the big stock market crash in the 1920s, the Great Depression. So when that happened, the corporation of America didn't have any money left. So all they had left was they could promise the future labor of their citizens. Excuse me. So birth certificates. When they promise the future labor of their citizens, this is where the birth certificate comes in. It's a bond that attaches a certain value to you at birth. Now, the reason that happens is because there's something called House Joint Resolution 192. Go look that up. House Joint Resolution 192. Because they had to go off the gold standard. America went off the gold standard after the stock market crash, and ultimately for good in the 70s, they went totally to Federal Reserve notes. But because they did that, there is no more lawful money. The Constitution, again, states that lawful money should be silver and gold. They had no more lawful money in order to pass through the system. So, excuse me, they had no more lawful money. So they basically, all debt had to be discharged. They had to be discharged back to the government, right? So they created something called the birth certificate, and they attached a monetary value to the birth certificate. It's a bond that attaches a certain money to it. That's your credit in the system. You actually have a certain amount of money when you're born. That's credit in the system. They don't tell you this. That's your bond. The reason is because banks and the government, they place a lien. Excuse me. Sorry. So banks and governments, they place a lien on your bond. A lien is called a claim. When they do that, they become the creditor of the bond. They basically take over the credit that was supposed to be meant for you in the system. They take over the credit, and then they lease it and sell it back to you in the system. This is what's going on at the very top levels, right? So if you look at your birth certificate, look at the bottom of it. It says American Banknote Company. Go look up the American Banknote Company. See who those motherfuckers are. You are a financial instrument. You are a piece of property that is being sold back and forth on the market because you signed a contract with a corporation. Now, the bond thing is a whole nother game. I'll do another video on that. However, there's another brother who breaks this down, and actually he's the forefront on it. He bought a lot of the stuff out. Kemetu Bay. I give shout outs to Kemetu Bay. I don't give props to most motherfuckers, but I'll give some shout outs to Kemetu Bay. Kemitu Bay. Look him up. He has a lot of videos breaking down financial instruments. You guys have to get into that. Okay, because everything that you're attached to, that you attach your signature to, creates a bond. It creates a contract that they're basically siphoning your credit in the system off of. Now that's a whole different game. I didn't mean to go into that too much, but I did want to alert you to the bond game, because the bonds run the world. Bonds run the world. So even if you're investing, getting into stocks and bonds, I know you heard those two things together. The reason is because bonds run the world. Just in America alone, there are over $40 trillion being traded in bonds on their market. That's almost 3 times the amount of stocks. You don't know that because they're traded privately, because that's the major game that runs the world. You don't know shit about this. But I just wanted to alert that, because I'm gonna be bringing this information out even further. But I wanted to let you guys understand how you are property in a system. And if you don't learn the rules to the system, you don't have a standing. You can't be asking for shit if you don't know the rules to the house. That's just how it goes. You can't ask for shit. You can't go in the kitchen and ask for a fucking plate if you don't know how to ask. If you know the rules to the house of how to go in, do you say please, or do you bow your head, or what are the rules of this house on asking for a plate of food? You need to know those things. And until you do, they're going to keep stepping on your neck, man, and looking in the camera and smiling like that dude did, because he knew there was nothing y'all could do, man. That was a smiler. You motherfuckers can't do shit. You don't know shit. You can't tell me anything. And the crazy thing about that, the police officer and George Floyd, they actually worked at security in the same bar. That's crazy. They knew he knew who dude was. Worked security in the same bar at the same time. So it wasn't even like they were strangers. So it's some major fuckery going on when somebody like that who he worked with, he just says, "Lo, I can stomp on this nigga's neck and there's nothing he can do. There's nothing that you can do." Well, there is something that you can do. You just don't want to do it. It's time for y'all to get off your asses and do it. Get together. Get this damn book right here and fucking get together and have a night where y'all read through this motherfucker and learn it. Write down questions, Q&A from it, so that you guys learn it better. Quiz each other. Because I've got a lot of information in this motherfucker. And a lot of this information that's in here can get you past the police stop. It'll get the police to, whoa. When you start speaking their language, it gives them a ho, wait a minute. And it starts to let them know that you're not regular. You're not a regular citizen. You're somebody who can come back and bite them in the ass at some point in time. They know they have liabilities. They know that you don't know what those liabilities are. And if you don't know, then you can't put them in jeopardy. But if you do, you start talking surety bond, placing a lien on your surety bond, or you start talking about qualified immunity, you losing qualified immunity. These words are major words to them that are only used within their system. And the other thing that you guys got to get is the app, Pocket Brain Book. Every one of you right now, go download Pocket Brain Book. That's an app about police that's made by police for police. And it has, when you get it, you can tailor make it to your city. And so whenever you sign in, it'll ask you whatever your city is. When it does that, it'll give you all the laws, cases, courts, judges. It'll give you damn near everything about the law in wherever you are. So there's really no excuses for you guys not to know the law right now. That's a major app right now. That's a major fine. So all of y'all need to go download Pocket Brain Book soon as y'all get off. Y'all need to download it right now while you listen to me on this on this damn rant. But go download Pocket Brain Book, type in your thing. You may have to pay for the full app. I think it's like $3.99 for the whole year. That's nothing. Watch all the law that's in there. It gives you all the laws that the police officers look at when they're arresting you, so that you know what the hell they know now. Man, you got to do the game different, man. I don't know. You know, again, as a warrior, fighter, Aries. Also, I was in ROTC for 4 years. They teach you how to, you gotta war tactics, man. If there's an enemy, man, you gotta study your enemy. You gotta break him down. They doing that to you. Really quick, an example of this would be the Punic Wars. Anybody know about the Punic Wars? That was the war against Romans and the Phoenicians. And the Phoenicians used to kick the Romans' ass for years, for decades. Just whooping their ass. You know why? Because they had boats. The Phoenicians had boats, and the Romans didn't. And so the Phoenicians could make these boats, pile up niggas on the boats, pile up all shit, go over there, raid these niggas, kill them, bop, 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 and we out. Now, the very first time the Romans won the war against against the Phoenicians, you know how they did it? Because in one of the battles, the Phoenicians lost a boat. They lost the boat in the fucking water in one of the lake or rivers or whatever, in one of the sea or lakes or whatever, where they used to travel across. Now their boats, because so they could easily take them apart and put them together, they used to put the instructions on the boat. They used to draw their own instructions on how to make the boat. The Phoenicians would do this just in case. The Romans found one of the boats and said, "Oh, this how these niggas been beating us." Okay. All right, nigga, hold up. All right, nigga, hold up, nigga. We got a boat too, nigga. Now what? They took the information from the Phoenicians, their own information, and used it against them. So, that's how you beating us? Y'all building boats? That's how y'all niggas doing shit? That's how y'all out here? Okay. We got the information now. Took the information, built their own boats, won the war against the Phoenicians. So you got to do the same shit, y'all. I'm gonna keep ranting. I may not be doing it this passionately, unless somebody else gets assassinated like our boy. Our brother, George Floyd, peaceful journey to that brother. But we're going to use this, man. This is not going to be in vain. This is absolutely ridiculous. It was a blatant execution and a blatant message to you melanated people that you can't do shit. Firing a motherfucker while they look for a reason to justify the damn homicide, to justify the killing. Come on. That's what they're doing. They ain't been charged. You guys got to get out there and learn the rules of the game. All right? So, again, you guys, if you buy the Great Book of Melanin Research, all right, I'm going to give you this for free. The whole police stop law package, this is free. All of these are free. All right? When you buy the hard copy, not the digital copy. All right, because you guys have to have that. So I'll give you that for free. Because I remember this is the dessert, and the melanin book is also dessert. It's just a vegan dessert. But the real food you need to eat is the police stop law package. Everyone needs to have that. Everyone needs to sit down and learn it. When you get it, study it at least 2 to 3 times a week until you understand it. Until it starts to be natural lingo in your mind. You start to be able to repeat it, because this is the only way you're going to get out, man. I'm sorry. I know y'all think some big great God or somebody going to come down from the sky and save y'all. No, you got to save your own ass. And they've already written the rules to the game, and they know that you don't give a shit and you're not going to go out and look for it. So they like, we winning. They not going to learn. They ain't not going to know shit. They utilize that and they hope you don't do it. So get out there, learn that goddamn law. Peace to the brother, George Floyd, man. Peaceful journey to that brother. We're not going to let you pass in vain like that. Everybody get out there, pass this information around. Get on the ball. Learn your shit. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you for everybody who donated. And I'm going to holler at y'all in a minute. Peace.